All right, let's go for it. We'll start with the intro, and then we'll introduce you.
Headphones if you want them. It's up to you.
All right. Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Wendy.
And welcome to the Toasted Marshmallow Adventures podcast. Today we are at the lounge at the end of the studio in the Artist Lounge.
End of the universe.
Into the
in the Artist Lounge at the Podcast Row.
Hell yeah. And we have Dante Barnett, comedian Dante Barnett, here with us to talk with us. We're excited about this. Welcome.
Also known as Suitman 206.
Yeah, well, Suitman, but
Suitman, that's
the handle name Suitman 206. It wasn't available, so you got to go with what you can. 206 is the Seattle area code, so it made it unique to me. But yeah, I've been doing fucking everything this festival. I've been setting up, running the stage, hosting, performing, podcasting. Yeah, we're doing it fucking all, right? Utility guy, right? Oh, fuck. Oh, sorry. I'm loud as hell and I'm deaf. I can't tell how loud I am.
When did you get here?
I've been here since Wednesday afternoon.
Oh, okay.
So I did a mic at Nate Jackson's Club in Seattle on Tuesday. Went and sold some shirts at 11 p.m. and then went to bed about 1, got up at 4, packed a bag, got here at noon, started setting up, built the outdoor for, I didn't know I was doing manual labor.
Yeah, we came in podcast on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, there's Suitman.
The sleeveless shirt working. Yeah, sun's out, guns out. Yeah, I do a little bit of everything.
Gee. So how did the suit thing start? Do you wear a suit every time you perform?
Yeah, I'm always in a suit and tie. Actually, the funny part is, like, when I was growing up in high school, I was in FBLA. I've sold timeshare. I had a Series 6 and 63. I was a teacher, so I have, like, I did a calculation the other day, and it was off by a couple digits, but the numbers were right. I said I have 16 pair of slacks times 6 suit coats, 96 plus 4 suits. That's 100 outerwear options. Had 130 shirts, ties, give or take.
Oh my
70
God.
give or take shirts times 10 pair of shoes. If you multiply that out, that's 9.1 million. I'm a nerd, if you didn't know. I have Asperger's. Yeah.
Okay. Wait, it's not Asperger's anymore,
right?
right?
No, it is Asperger's.
Oh, okay. I thought they gave it a new name.
Yeah, we won't go there.
Okay.
We'll let that one go. They gave the other side. Never mind. We won't go there either. That's like, it was funny because I do a deaf show, and they're like, well, you're only partial deaf, and started heckling me. Well, no, I'm not going to say that, though. But I was like, I'm half black. I've been fighting my whole life about how black I am. I'm not going to argue with you about how deaf I am either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
And so now that I'm part of that community, I get heckled by them, and it's like, look, I had somebody be like, well, it's autism awareness, autism acceptance. I don't give a shit. I'm just advertising a show. Like, come on.
Right,
Yeah. Dang.
That's awesome. So check out, now I did read about your hearing loss online. You had some surgery, I think it was recently, where you...
2014.
Oh, it's 2014, where you regained like 50% of your hearing?
So I didn't know it, but I went in because I was having ear problems, and they put me on steroids for like 8 weeks. And every 2 weeks they give you double the dose. I'm already an asshole. So by the third or fourth time, my ex-wife at the time was like, he's not getting any more steroids or you get to marry him, right?
Right.
And so then they gave me a hearing test, and they tapped this thing and it goes, wrong, right? And so it went, wrong. And you didn't hear anything? No, I didn't hear shit. And before I did that test, I was actually doing the regular hearing test, and I'm playing on my Game Boy. And I'd noticed for a while that I'd been playing and not hearing anything, right?
Okay.
And the lady came in and was like,
broken.
you haven't heard shit? I was, actually, no.
Oh,
so then, like, there's a little bone on behind your ear, and so, like, taking my headset, they put the headset on my ear bone, and I could hear it that way. And so they knew I was able to hear. They just needed to figure out where the miscalculation was. Now, the worst part about hearing surgery is they don't know what they're going to do for you
when they go in.
Yeah, they give you like 5 different options. So like the first ones, they could fix your eardrum, they can put tubes in, they can fix something else, and then there's this one surgery like they do for nobody.
And is that what you got?
Yeah!
You got the special one. Yeah.
The worst part was I told them, when you wake me up, grab my mom. Because I'm not good I've had a ton of surgeries. I've had a shoulder reattached. I've had a knee rebuilt. And I know I'm not good on anesthesia. And so they didn't get my mom. Well, I woke up and I was just like, ow, ow, ow. And then I had like a turban on because, no, not even my turban. I just wasn't responding. Like, sir, you need to calm down. I'm like, fuck you. And I was hot. And I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm cussing. And so next thing you know, they put me to sleep. So then about 5, whatever time there, I wake up and I look over and my mom's there and we're in a dark room and they're like, they called security on you. And I was like, that's got to be like the most racist shit. Like, I'm a black guy under drugs. What do you need security for? Just put me back to sleep. Like, what the fuck? Sorry, I digress, but yes.
Oh, I gotta go live.
Oh, we got
a
here?
camera.
Use this one here.
All right. Nice.
Here you go.
Are you okay with that? Instagram? Sure. Okay, cool.
So, are you from Seattle?
Yeah, born and raised.
Born and raised.
We love
I'm glad
Seattle.
you brought that up. My show
Seattle.
that I'm producing Sunday is called Give, Love, Laugh. It's a donation show. I usually do it for UGM. My mom passed 3 years ago, and so for Mother's Day this year, well, I'm sorry too, but I would have never became a comedian if she didn't pass.
Really?
I started doing these things because she passed and chasing who I wanted to be. But I used to be part of the homeless shelter at Mary's place.
Oh.
Wow.
And so I decided to do it. Now I sent him a message, hey, I'm doing this show, and I got a message back, you may have seen it, where the lady said, Mary heard your story and was so happy. You were the jewel of your mom's eye, and it makes me cry. Say it to you, but like that's... Like, a lot of people with what I'm doing, they don't know how to give back, right?
Yeah.
And I've been giving back since year one. So when I do blow up, giving back is going to be a big deal. It's going to be Give, Love, Laugh 47, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no shit.
And so for me, it's one of those where, you know, there's so many things that I do, and people ask me why, and it's because it's easier for me to champion things that I've been through. I'm homeless. I'll share it. I was molested as a kid. I was abandoned. I've lived on the streets. I've been through all of it. You know what I mean? And I'm black, and I'm autistic, and I'm a little weird. And I look like I should be a cool kid, but in my mind, I'm a skinny little 110-pound girl with no confidence, right?
Wow.
And so, like, I do all these shows, and it's like, well, because I'm really a huge bear. Like, if you know a bear, they're fine. If you don't know me, yeah. And then I try to explain to somebody, like, being my size, I don't, like, when my mom died, they called the police on me. They called security on me. I'm in the ER, right? And I go to see my mom. They told me she was going to be intubated. I didn't know what that meant. I got there. I was not ready. I never got to talk to my mom after that phone call. And they told me my mom had cancer. And I'm standing there and I'm crying. And I don't cry like most people. I just tears come down and I get mad. And I look very pissed off. So I'm sitting there pacing and I'm going back and forth. And if you notice, I'm loud because I'm deaf. So I'm growling. And the dude came up and said, "Can we help you, sir?" I said, "What the fuck do you want?" Well, you're scaring people. Great, my mom just died.
Yeah, exactly.
And he looked at me and said, "So what do you want to do here?" Now you've got two immovable forces because he feels like he's got to do something, right? And on the other end of it, I'm like, my mom just died.
Oh my God, I'd be crazy.
And so they were ready to arrest me, and the nurse had to come by and say, "Did you not hear him? He just said his mom's dying."
Thank God. Yeah.
I was ready to fight all 5 security guards. I didn't.
Exactly.
But you're calling 5 security guards on somebody that's in the. Because somebody else walked by and went, "That guy's scary." Well, yeah, he's scary. He's lost his mom. What else?
Of course.
Yeah, no doubt. And I work in mental health. So I work with people with autism pretty frequently, you know, and I know that, you know, I mean, I've seen people with autism just, you know.
I've got selectable mutism, right?
Exactly.
And I didn't know. I'm self-diagnosed Asperger's. But the funny part about that is I had a friend ask me to start doing a podcast with autistic people, and I thought up Autastic Artists. We call it Autastic because it's the idea of fantastic and autistic combined, right? And so we're having our first meeting to do the podcast. You guys know me, you have your pre-meeting. And Audra goes, "So, yeah, Duante, you're Asperger's, right? I mean, we went to high school together." And I was, "Hey, no." And then I went and thought back. It was like, yeah, I've always been in portable classes, and it wasn't autism and it wasn't behavioral because I was highly intelligent. So they couldn't make me a behavioral kid. And then I started thinking back because I worked as a para. Most of these kids that are behavioral kids and the black kids, well, it's only because the teachers don't understand them. They're usually autistic. But instead we're pumping them through full of meds for Adderall or whatever when really they're just bored.
Yeah, really.
Exactly.
And they don't have a teacher that can communicate or talk to them or get through to them or understand them. And now the loud, talkative kids getting sent into BD and on medical drugs. And there's a big difference between a behavioral disorder and a mental disorder when it comes to IEPs and government funding. So it's... Never mind. I digress. It's a whole nother barrier we can talk about for 2 hours.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. When people get caught in...
Yeah, I mean, mental health. I mean, we don't have to go deep into it, but yeah, I work in it. I see it every day, from Asperger's on up to schizophrenia, and yeah, I mean, it's honestly a fucked up system, really. So.
My mom currently has Alzheimer's and is in assisted living, so I totally understand the losing your mom thing. It is devastating.
My mom died from Alzheimer's as well.
Yeah,
so
sorry, you guys, you understand?
Super brutal.
Yeah.
We super get it. Yeah, it's brutal, and we will go. Yeah, I'm going to go crazy when that occurs.
Really.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough heavy stuff. Let's talk about your cut videos. I was watching some of those today, like the Guess Who's in a Frat one, where you guys are shotgunning beers and stuff.
And I'm shotgunning a beer in a suit. Somebody was like, he's not shotgunning it right. I was, you going to tell me that to my face? Do you think anybody at a party has told the big black guy he's shotgunning a beer wrong? Like, say that to my face. I dare you. I double dog dare you. Not only that, you probably thought I was Samoan anyway, so you were going to say it to me if you wanted to. Right. But no, I got on cut, and oh no, it's weird because a lot of people brag about some of that stuff. And if you haven't noticed, there's nowhere where you see me. I've got my 40 million views, because I'm trying to be organic. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was funny you introduced me as a comedian. I'm not a comedian. I'm a producer.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, all the stuff that I'm really known for is for all the productions. The Mix and Misidentified. I do a show called Deaf Comedy Jam, where we translate comedy for deaf people. And I'm doing
awesome.
Black and Proud of Black. So my
you
comedy.
Don't identify.
Well, I do, but that's not what's going to separate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's the angle. All the cut and all that's great. But my biggest thing is I'm trying to produce shows for unrepresented people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's what's got me really in here at the lounge is I bring a whole weekend of 2 different shows. We do WAP, which is Women Are Funny, and then one of my minority shows. Mm-hmm. And then with the cut video thing, that is just, it has expanded not so much who I am, but expanded the fact that I know I am more than just that as a comedian.
Yeah.
More than just that as a producer. To see if anybody's listening, this is the Black Seth Rogen. If you've been watching the videos and looking at the comments, they're calling me the Black Seth Rogen.
Really?
And if you look, once I said that, now you hear it, and you're not gonna. You got a point, right? But I'm older, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm in the comments going, he's the white suit man, because I'm 4 months older than he is.
Yeah.
He's born April '82. I'm December '81. So I'm older. That's gentrification if I ever heard it with my voice first, right? But cut videos really got me a chance to kind of get my brand out there, and then I've got a master's degree. I'm not really the book that I look like, right? And so it's been a good chance to get up there, and then even talking about the one where they were guessing if I was high or not. Like I have anxiety, I have Asperger's, right? I was PTSD. I went through depression when my mom died. I went through a divorce right after that. So I was at the lows of lows. And I don't think we talk about how serotonin inhibitors and Prozac and a lot of these drugs, the side effect of being emotionally numb and suicidal is way worse than just being a mental case every once in a while, right? Yeah. And then the idea of me self-medicating with weed, isn't that really that bad when you talk, what are the side effects? I got the munchies.
Right, exactly.
Does it seem like I have short-term memory loss? I'm sharper in attack, right? It actually slows me down for a lot of people, right? Like, I can keep up with this fucker now. Yeah. So it's one of those where it's been an opportunity to get my voice out there and be seen. And it's, I've had people from DC to the local casino to middle of fucking, I was in between Eureka and Medford driving back and stopped at the gas station, and the kid was like, hey, I watched you with my stepdad.
Oh, that's awesome.
Here's a picture. You've made it when a girl walks up to you and then the boyfriend asks for the picture. You know what I mean?
Wow,
yeah, I had that happen at my local casino, so it's been great just to get... It's another avenue to get seen, known, and have people know who you are.
Now, you have a Mix and Misidentified show coming up in Boise in
Suitman Summer, We're doing Suitman Summer here, so in June 11th and 12th, I'm bringing Mixed and Misidentified as the minority show, and then WAP.
Here?
Yep, it'll be here. So you get 2 shows every night that you can watch. Sweet. Mixed and Misidentified, the What Are You show. It's a whole bunch of mixies. We've got Christina Towns, who's Black and Filipino.
Yes,
we've had her on,
right?
Mm-hmm.
We've got my buddy Billy Campbell from Washington, who's Irish and Hispanic, Irish and Mexican. Then we've got LJ, who's black and white.
LJ.
Reese is black and Swedish. And then I tell everybody I'm not white. I'm actually third generation Norwegian Swedish.
Really?
Now, a lot of people, why is that a big deal? That means my great grandma was born here, and that also means most of my white family never could have owned my black family. And being African American, that's kind of a big deal to know that you don't go down somewhere and go, oh shit, damn, right? Fuck, you know, I beat myself up on MMOK Day, right? Like, so it's just one of those where it gives a chance for everybody to come and see something different. And then in July, we're bringing back Dark Brew, which is my black comedy show. And then August, it'll be Mixed and Misidentified and WAP again.
Oh, cool.
So bringing some minority eats here, bringing something different, giving the people to see something other than...
Idaho definitely needs that.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, I grew up in California, and I moved here 20 years ago, and I didn't see a black person for 2 weeks when I got here.
Yeah.
Now it's different, but 20 years ago,
Yeah.
it was not.
20 years ago, I didn't come to Idaho.
Yeah, it's probably a good choice back then. Oh man! So what else? Now you have the podcast Dating with Disabilities. Is that it?
Yeah, that one's huge. So we got 2 podcasts. We do Autistic Artists. We highlight artists on the spectrum, whether that's a writer, a musician, comedian, a magician even. We've had guests from all over the world. We had Juliana Hang, who's really a voice of autism in Malaysia.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool.
And what we found is you think it's hard getting a diagnosis as a black person. You go to other countries, they don't even diagnose the stuff.
Really?
Wow.
So, like in Britain, it's very hard. In Malaysia, it's even harder. And I say this because my guest said it, for those of you guys listening. The idea of being autistic is the description of a regular Asian girl.
Oh, really?
It's the traits of being quiet and reserved. That's part of the culture.
Yeah.
Right? So how do you get the diagnosis?
Yeah. Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like that was, and I'm not saying this was my guess.
Yeah.
Go watch Autistic Artist episode 1. I'm quoting Juliana Hang. I'm not saying this. Right? But that was the thing, is that if this is what your culture is, you know what I mean? Like, black kids are loud. Well, yeah, we're loud, but that doesn't mean we're being disruptive. That's our culture.
Right.
So again, some of these things that we identify in culture, if not properly diagnosed or understood, are getting passed by.
Yeah.
And so by doing that show, I ran into Benny Shakes and another guy named Jamie out of UK. And he called me to do his Benny Shakes. So now Benny goes by Benny Shakes because he has cerebral palsy.
Oh, awesome.
So Benny Shakes, right? Again, I'm not making fun of these people, right?
Exactly.
And the best part was we had a whole group meeting, and I'm on there, and Jamie's in a chair. He's like Stephen Hawking's, and he even laughed. He said he was happy somebody else was in a chair now, because people don't think he's Stephen Hawking. They think he's the other person. I was like, Jesus Christ. Well, I didn't think he was even paying attention. I was crying or complaining about something, and out of left field, the guy had his message thing say, boo-hoo for the American crybaby. And I was like, am I getting heckled, motherfucker, in the chair? Like, fuck you, Jamie. Like, all right. Did you gotta tell the guy in the chair, fuck? Yeah, I tell the people not in chair, fuck you. I'm treating him exactly the same. Fuck you and fuck him. Like, what the fuck? But anyway, so we got together, and I got on their show, and I had some people who love me over there because I do the deaf show and stuff, and I was like, okay, I do it. And he's like, you got to go live because we got a fan. I said, I got a fan? Oh, I'm definitely doing this live. I'll wake up at 2 in the morning or 4 in the morning and do your fucking show your time because I got a fan. And so we started talking about some of the things, and I went to go into a story about how I had a girl with disabilities hit on me. Mm-hmm. And I say I have REDAR. And what I mean by that is I usually can have a good idea of people who are like me because we just get along.
Yeah.
And being on the spectrum is that we all are different, but we all don't fit in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So even though we're not the same, we all look and go, you don't fit in either. Hi, I'm Duante. Hi, I'm Paul. How are you? I'm going to over-explain some things and over-introduce myself. You too? Me too? Yeah! All right. So we went to talk about how I had this girl try to hit on me who's a grown woman, but I can tell she's the mental capacity of not there. But she is a good-looking woman, but mentally she's not there. And I was talking about how do you date that person? And they deserve to date us. Yeah, but not me. I'm mentally there, right? And so we got done. We're like, we should talk about this shit.
Yeah.
And so it's a transcontinental full-spectrum disabilities podcast.
Oh, that's awesome.
Half the people are in UK. And half the people either have physical or mental disabilities.
That's right.
I have both.
Okay.
I'm partial deaf and Asperger's and anxiety, right? Benny's, so the whole idea is I don't look disabled, Benny looks disabled,
I see,
and we've
yeah.
got everything in between.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm just going to put our next show on June 2nd, and we cover 2 topics. So we have the 5 of us as a panel and usually a guest person, right? So I ask everybody about the topic. We go around and I ask again. So our 2 topics this week are the use of sex toys in workers.
Nice.
Okay. Nice.
Because you're not allowed to use your money that you get from the government to buy a sex worker, but they don't get any other money. And how? Never mind.
Right.
How is it? Sex works
yeah.
for a work, right? Oh, that's a whole different show, right? And then the second was the idea of virginity and celibacy within the community. Mm-hmm. Well, people aren't talking about this, right?
Yeah.
And then not only that, but for you listeners listening, just because your kid's autistic doesn't mean they're going to have a bad life. Just means they may not always fit in with people, right?
Right, exactly.
Right.
But getting people to understand that, or even talking about the kids that the parents, I should say now, that were both Down syndrome and got married and had a kid, and the kid came out regular.
Yeah.
And 2 Down syndrome people know how to
Yeah.
love each other. And I know it was a
Yeah.
struggle, and those arguments must have been fucking horrible.
Yeah.
I can only imagine, because I work with a lot of those people, and they're not listening. And then the other ones, whoo, fuck.
Yeah.
And then they got to work it out and make dinner. Oh shit! Like, woo. But those are things that have to be like talked about. And
Yeah.
so many people, like I saw Love on the Spectrum.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
we love
love
that. Did you like
Oh
that?
my
Which somewhat
God.
inspired what me going
loved
down
it.
this lane. But we hate that show
Oh,
Really?
really?
because you don't see a person like me with Asperger's on that show.
Yeah.
okay.
You don't see somebody who looks normal. Everybody on that
Yeah,
show,
that's true.
we're all fucked up in some way, so don't think you normies are
Oh,
any
exactly.
different. Let me tell
You fucking
you fuckers
know.
are fucked up because you're
Serious?
bad people.
No,
we're
we know.
born this way. You guys are choosing to be fucked
we
up.
chose-
Right? You know what I mean? Like, that's what we say. We're
fucked up just 'cause we're fucked up.
Yeah, we're born fucked up. You guys are choosing
We
to be
learn
fucked
our
up. Right?
fucked upness.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And that's another thing we talked about is most people on the spectrum. Did you know there's an 80% chance that people on the spectrum are SJWs? And I don't mean single Jewish women. That's what I thought it was. It's social justice warriors. But the reason is because they have a high moral and ethical standard. We don't understand social constructs, so something's either right or wrong.
Yeah.
And we get really frustrated when something doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
And you can ask Reese or any of my friends around here, when people do shit to me that I can't understand, I don't get it. And I melt down and did I do something? You didn't do anything.
'Cause it
They
doesn't make
treated me
sense.
like shit, but you didn't do it. But why are they treating me like this?
Yeah.
And people look at, dude, let it go. I can't.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it seems
Yeah.
like a whole big thing.
Yeah.
And so, like, the idea is, like, when we talk to people about these things and did these shows, they don't get that.
Yeah.
The people you saw on Love on the Spectrum, you looked at them and you know they're special.
Yeah.
Well, there's millions of people walking around that you don't know are special.
That's true,
Just
yeah.
like he's weird with pink hair, and they are weird.
Right.
And there's a higher percent
How about
chance
blue?
of people being non-binary and
Yeah.
LGBTQ and all those things with people on the spectrum because we don't get social constructs.
Yeah.
We just try to express how we feel, and then we don't know how to express how we feel. And my problem is everything I express other than happy is fucking angry because I'm 6'2", black, and 280 fucking pounds, right?
Right.
So
Right.
it's having these conversations, and I had somebody watch one of my shows and be like, that wasn't really funny. It's not supposed to be funny. It's just about voice, and even
Yeah.
some of my comedy isn't going to be funny because it's about voice. I
Yeah.
told John, the guy on the show, I was like, I produce Black and Proud, and I hear a ton of dick-sucking jokes and trans jokes that I do not understand or find funny, but I know I need to produce that because there's people that do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
that's a good way to wrap up that point, is that I felt like it was something people needed to see.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Now, do you feel that this helps your comedy, or does it hinder it?
I feel like my comedy is the last thing I fucking care about.
Oh, okay. It's more of having the voice.
Being Suitman is bigger than me. It's bigger than the brand. It's bigger. It's. We were here for 7 weeks ago, or whatever, and they had the Suitman logo on the side screen, and I was up on stage, and there's a picture, and Jackie Pro goes, "The Suitman logo's kind of like the bat signal of comedy."
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Because if you see a Suitman show, you know, none personally, and there's good white people, bad people,
Right,
there's
right,
good
right.
cops,
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
cops, right?
Totally.
There's good black people
Yeah.
and bad black
Don't
people,
offend
shit,
us.
you know what I mean? if you go to a Suitman show, you're probably not going to hear rape jokes. You're not going to hear dick jokes. You're not going to hear that kind of shit.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
You're probably not going to be offended. And if you are offended, it's because you're a person who's not in that group and you're upset that all these blacks or whites or minorities are bitching about how we're treated. You're a cis white guy who's mad at women are funny because all they're doing is vagina jokes. Well,
I love a good vagina joke.
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You guys are from
saying,
Idaho. You hear them come on. This, God darn it, tarnation. This is bullshit.
Tarnation.
What? Tarnation? I'm sorry. Every time I think of Idaho, I think of Yosemite Sam when I think of you fuckers.
I'm from California.
Yeah, bam, bam.
Alaska.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. That's even worse. Yeah. She's got all her teeth. She's a keeper. I know. Yeah. Hey. You know what I'm talking about. Hey. Never mind. No. I got friends from Wrangell. I got friends. Yeah.
Juneau.
Hey, real Alaska, not the big city. Juneau, Hey, what's that about? You from the big city? Hey, yeah. And Juneau's about the size of Boise on a bad day. That's the shitty part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't drive there.
No.
There's one stop sign. Yeah. Not even a light. What? We got a McDonald's. Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, you can go to the end of the road on both
40
ends.
miles.
So I'll tell this story. I have to. So I remember the first time I went to Tahola. Do you know where Tahola is? So Tahola's the tip of Washington. We have that little part. It's the little tip. It's the native area. And so we were going there. I used to play football for Grays Harbor, which is the county out there, but it's Aberdeen's the white town. You should have heard of Aberdeen. They're mad at the spotted owl.
At the what?
Spotted owl.
Yeah.
They can't log
gotcha.
no more. That's where the
Yeah.
spotted owl. Sorry. I digress. But anyways, so I was going there the first time because my buddies that I played with, some of them were tribal. I was like, all right, we're going to get there. And of course, it's not 4th of July. It's Chief Tahola days. But anyways, we're going to get there. And we'll get there. We'll go to a Denny's or something. Oh no, there's no stop sign, there's no street lights, there's no gas station in Tahola. Like, these are real Indians. These aren't casino Indians. These are regular. Like, we all think casino. Never mind, I digress. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you're Alaska Native. Yeah,
Lincoln Haida.
God, yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, damn. So, what else we got? Why did you start doing stand-up?
So, I grew up as a homeless kid, right? And then I remember the first apartment we got was on 8th and Madison. And we had cable.
Yeah.
And my mom was alcoholic, and she'd be out at all times. And I used to love watching David Letterman and Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
And I loved watching Annie's and Evening at the Improv.
Yeah.
And I can remember watching everybody, Risa Rudner, Bobcat Goldwyn, George Carlin, you could say Cosby and all these, but what about the small ones that people don't, like? I used to love Rita Rudner and her powdery nose of talking and her just light little talk, right? And just Jerry Seinfeld before he was Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
And one of my favorites, even though he'd be fucking canceled now, is, hey, yo, bitch, fucking Andrew Dice Clay, Hey, what the fuck? Why aren't you making me a sandwich? Hey, right? No, that's not how you talk to a woman. I don't endorse that. Sorry, I'm Suitman, not Dice Man, right? But I remember that. And then I've always had it in me. And so my mom died. I went through a shitty divorce, finding myself. And right before I went through the divorce, was homeless, I tried comedy. And I did 5 minutes, and it was good. And then I forgot what I wanted to say, so I went back and grabbed the mic from the lady and did some more time, because I didn't know you couldn't do that, right? Yeah, I saw your face. For those who didn't see his face, he tried to say, oh, fuck, you don't do that. Especially to a black lady. You should tell you. I learned 2 lessons that night. But I got off the stage, and Sam Miller's a good comedian out of our area, big guy, does recovery work. He's well written about comedian in our area. But he said, hey man, great set. How long have you been doing comedy? What, a couple years? No, first time.
Wow.
And everybody there was like pissed.
Yeah.
That was your first time? Well, I bombed my first time. Sounds like you're not fucking funny. Like, and then I did somebody's Art of Bombing contest, and I was like, I've never really just bombed. Because I know I write good jokes. They're personable. They're stories. Yeah. I don't really have to write a set, because I'm usually just doing stuff about me and reminding it's me.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I've always been a comedian. If you Google Duante Barnett, if you want to spell it right for those listeners, right, you're going to find Rate My Professor. I'm on there for when I taught at Green River.
Oh,
and
really?
he made class enjoyable.
Green River Community College?
Yeah.
I went there.
Oh, dang.
Daters, bitch, let's go!
After the serial killer went through.
Not really, but you're not that old. Okay, what are you, 25? You got such a young lady.
that's
I
right.
see over
That's
there.
right.
Yeah. We're polyamorous out here. No, I'm just fucking with you. Jesus Christ, you got me out of that. But I'm on there and make class enjoyable, and I told my buddy, I taught database class. He's, what?
Yeah.
You made people laugh in database class? Yeah, because they'd be like, hey, everybody cares a database. And they're like, what? I'd be like, yeah, it's fucking right here. What do you think your phone is?
Yep.
What do you think single line sign-ons are? Is your number stored in a database? So no matter where you use that email, it goes with you and all these different things. And it was just making things relatable or talking about so you want to know why a database is great? If I can keep track of how many listeners listen to this show.
Yeah.
And we know Dante's high energy and he does minority shows, right? Well, I should probably email those same customers when I know we're doing another minority show.
Yeah.
Because if they didn't listen when we had Bill Bob White guy and they didn't listen to the Asian guy, but they only showed up when Dante was on and Christina was on and Reese was on, well, any smart person knows they're supporting the black community.
Yeah.
So next time we have a black guest on, I want to only email the people that did these 3 episodes.
Yeah.
I just taught you about database in a huge way, and we talked about your show. There's a reason why I teach, right? But that was the thing, is can you make things relatable? Can you have fun? Can you make a joke? And the more I get into this, the more I get better at just fucking rambling like we are with you guys. And I know that I can do this.
Yeah.
When I do I did a whole bit on being the black butler for fucking Batman, and I turned that into a bit, and then I talked about drugs one day and turned that into a bit, and I'm just lazy at writing because I do so many more things.
Yeah.
And it's the comedy just comes to me. I host. I'm not looking to be a headliner. I'm looking to produce shows and have fun and create these atmospheres where people want to come and be here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
You know what I mean? The idea, we just got confirmation we'll be doing Def Comedy Jam here.
Oh, cool.
And Craig.
DEAF, right?
Yep, Def, for all those, the black guy said Def Comedy Jam. No, you're not listening. DEAF. We translate comedy for deaf people, okay?
Awesome.
But there's a huge deaf market out here, and then one of the comedians, Craig Grass, who's really good. His whole family's deaf, but him.
Oh, wow.
I heard about that the other day on the morning show on the X.
So it was funny because my buddy LJ ran out and was like, hey, man, there's this guy I got on your show. And then I talked to him. So I talked to him. And Jill was like, hey, let's do it here. She's like, let's do it. So this fall, we'll be doing Def Comedy Jam here. With me and Craig Gass.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, we got to come to that.
Yes,
right? And so that's the thing is, when's the last time a deaf person could go somewhere? But the bigger one for me is when's the last time a deaf person and someone that I love that's not deaf could go somewhere and have a good time?
Yeah.
That's huge.
That's true.
Yeah.
Dang, that's awesome. Well, I hate to cut this short.
no,
we do have Frankie French coming in next. Thank you so much for being here.
When are you? So do you have?
Yeah, when are you on stage?
We'll be. I'll be again on stage tomorrow. I'm hosting at 6:00 on the main stage, and then I'll be downstairs closing out that room from 10 to 11 also.
Awesome.
And then I'll be running the stage tonight. I think I'm doing some puns tomorrow as well. So
Oh, cool.
check me out.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Suitman
Thank you.
206.
Yeah, suitmancomedy.com. Just go to suitmancomedy.com. You'll find everything
on Instagram.
And we are going to come to that Def Jam.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes.
And the Mix and Misidentified. We're going to be at that one too.
I want all your money. Let's
Yes.
go.
Oh, got it. You got it.
All right. I'm signing out.
I'm signing off.
I'm Chris Adam.
I'm Wendy Mosier. Hashtag get
Get
toasted.
toasted.
Stay toasted.
Stay toasted. Thank you, Dante.
What do you prefer to be called?
There you go.
Okay.